Hello everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Jeffco Jive. I'm your host, Heath Kennedy. Up first, a story that takes you behind the scenes of the spring theater production at Jefferson College. Coleman Donzie tells us what goes on before the red curtain rises. Here's that story.
Inside the Fine Arts Building at Jefferson College, students are working to put on a performance. This season's show, Hotel Suite, written by Neil Simon, has students memorizing lines and building sets.
Not only do we hold auditions, but even before that process can occur, I have to read through a lot of scripts to find what I want to do.
For the actors, the play brings on new challenges.
Well, there's always, you have to study for your lines, memorize them, go over them with different people.
It's not an easy task. Students devote several hours a week to the show.
Normally, I put in about 6 hours a week into something like this. Professor Ellison has done an excellent job in scheduling everybody to where we only have official rehearsal twice a week.
In spite of all the work, everyone involved sees the play as a very worthwhile experience.
I like seeing how the set comes together. It's just, you get a blank stage and then you get like taped down lines and eventually just build up from it. It's amazing what these people can do in just such a short amount of time.
When the play runs March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the work of the cast and crew will come together to create something everyone involved can be proud of. In Hillsboro, Coleman Donzie for JCTV News.
And here to tell us more about California Suites and other upcoming productions is Rebecca Ellison, assistant professor here at Jefferson College. Thanks for being with us today, Rebecca.
You're welcome, no problem.
We just took a look at all of the hard work that it takes to put on a play out at Jefferson College. Would you tell us your favorite part about California Suites so far?
I think it would have to be the actors that I have the opportunity to work with this time. Since the play involves 4 different scenarios, I get to work with a lot of different people and give more people opportunities to be in the production, and that's been a really nice part of it.
Tell us about what other productions are planned for this semester.
The only other production we have this semester is The Ugly Duckling, which will be directed by Wes Robertson, and it's our traveling children's production. He takes it out to area schools.
How many more productions are you directing this semester?
This is my only one this semester, and then in the summer I'll direct 2 musicals.
Do you know what other productions the other directors are going to do in the future?
We have 5 productions each year. We do 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, and typically 1 in the summer. Jane Sullivan directs in the fall, I direct in the spring, and Wes does fall and spring.
Who auditions for the plays? Is it just students?
No, that's the really nice thing about working at a community college is that we open up the auditions to everyone. So we have people from the community as well as students here at the school, and we've had people even from Illinois.
About how many people audition for the plays?
It kind of depends. We usually have a smaller group that auditions for our spring and fall productions simply because they're smaller casts. So typically you'll see somewhere between 20 and 30 people audition. We have much more for the summer musicals because of course it's a much larger cast. So sometimes I'll see probably 50 people.
Are there a lot of regulars to the cast, or does it change frequently?
It doesn't change frequently. This time we have 3 people who people will recognize from previous productions. It kind of depends. Once again, community college, about every 2 years we start to flip over and have different people. Now summer musical once again is different. We have a lot of carryover.
And how many people usually come to see the plays?
Well, it kind of depends. Last semester when we did Shakespeare, we had a full house because that's a big draw, especially for our matinee. We invited area high schools and we practically filled the theater, which seats 308 people. And so this particular production, we only have 1 high school that has said they're going to come to this one, but it does contain adult language and adult situations, so that can keep people from attending. But we'll probably sell somewhere between 150 to 250 tickets per night.
And do you guys ever use the outside theater?
We haven't for a really long time, and a lot of that is because of the sound and the lighting that has to be taken outside. We needed new equipment because when you have to deal with humidity and weather, we don't like to use some of our indoor theater equipment for that. But actually this summer the children's musical will be performed outside.
And are there any future productions that you really want to do?
Well, for me, I would love to do anything that involves Tennessee Williams. I'm a big fan of his work. And so Streetcar Named Desire is probably one of my favorites. But that's a really tough show to do. It takes a lot out of your actors and a lot of time. So that's a future production for me.
And what are the benefits of being involved with this program?
I think the main benefit is just the fun that the actors get to have being someone else. You know, we always try to choose something that really challenges them as a performer and also allows them to just really be different from who they are. And they're having a lot of fun with this production because so much of it is comedic. And the fourth scenario is almost all physical comedy. So those actors are really having a good time just breaking out of who they are typically and being able to just have fun with it. So I think that's the nicest part, and being with a bunch of different people that you might not interact with. You know, community college doesn't necessarily have a lot of activities where the students get to spend a lot of time together because everybody works and they're in classes and so forth. So this is really nice where they get to spend some time with each other and get to know one another.
All right, well, thank you, Rebecca.
No problem.
When we come back, we go from the theater to the hardwood when Jeffco Jive continues.
Great education.
Friendly atmosphere.
Beautiful campus.
The convenience and the affordability.
My experience at Jefferson College has been wonderful.
I find the quality of education here at Jefferson College to be one of a kind.
My experience at Jefferson College has been a major plus in my life and one of the best decisions I've made.
Jefferson College would be the place that I would recommend the most.
I'm Katie Williams.
I'm Kevin Higginbotham.
I'm Ann Martinson.
I'm Tony Markovich, and I'm proud I chose to attend Jefferson College.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Heath Kennedy. Jefferson College has a rich history of outstanding athletes working to hone their skills while obtaining a degree. While top-notch athletes are the norm here at Jeffco, we thought you should meet someone who just received one of the most prestigious awards among all community college athletics. Cole Price introduces us to CT.
On a small junior college basketball court, a phenomenal player has come into focus. Her name is Shatira Kenshin, but most people around the campus call her CT. Kenshin was recently awarded the NJCAA Player of the Week award. Coach Emmerich has nothing but high regards when it comes to Kenshin.
Shatira Kenshin won the National Junior College Player of the Week award, and she got that for 2 games in the week that she scored her points and had her great games on the rebounding end and the assist end. It's really an honor when you consider there's over 200 schools that are in Division I junior college, and each of those schools has somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 players. Out of 3,000 players in the U.S., she was the one player chosen for the National Junior College Player of the Week. And
Kenshin was surprised with the award during an ordinary game against undefeated Lincoln Trails.
It was an honor knowing that, you know, it's a lot of Division I JUCOs out there, and I was picked out of, like, I don't even know how many players are in Division I JUCO to be nominated as the Player of the Week, so it was an honor.
After the game, Kenshin couldn't help but show some emotion for her accomplishment.
I cried in the locker room. I didn't know I had that many, honestly, and it just felt even better because we won the game, and it took like everything in our power to win that game, so I was happy like all around.
Whether it's on the court or in the classroom, her devotion to the college is clear.
and she's been a real leader for our kids. She's an excellent student. She does a great job in the classroom. She'll graduate on time, and I think that everybody tells you that meets CT is that she's quiet, she's humble, she's a good kid.
Along with her coach, her teammates respect her.
Good leader. She's one of those players who will tell you exactly what you need to do, right? And some people just say she's blunt. Sometimes she is, but I think it's better that way.
She came from SEMO. She came from like a higher, ground than what we're at here and stuff. So it allowed her to be able to have a lot more experience than what some of us have, and so she can bring that to the floor to help us to get better and stuff in a lot of ways. So she's really ball smart too. So that helps us out on the floor a lot.
Skills and how she plays in the game and carries us. And when we need her in the game, she steps up and she talks well and gets us all talking.
Even though she scored 54 points in a game, Kenshin says it's not impacted the team's chemistry.
The highlight of my career would probably be the 54 points, but the highlight of the team, I think, was when we played State Fair. Like, as a team, we just clicked and the chemistry was there and everything was good. So I think that was the highlight of the team, but my highlight would probably be the 54 points.
After she graduates from Jefferson College, Kinchin wants to take her skills overseas and build a career as a professional basketball player. In Hillsboro, Cole Price for JCTV News.
Congratulations to CT and to the rest of the ladies basketball team. They are having a remarkable season. To keep up with all of the details on the Lady Vikings, check out the Jeffco website at www.jeffco.edu and click on the Vikings icon. Well, another award-winning Viking is none other than soccer head coach Stephen Peck. Peck was recently awarded the National Soccer Coaches Association of America 2006 National Coach of the Year Award. The top honor comes on the heels of a national championship at Jefferson College. Peck is a two-time recipient of the award. He received the honor in 2003 while coaching at East Central College in Union. Buddy Queen sits down with Coach Peck for a look at how the soccer team prepares to defend their national title. Here's that interview.
Hello everyone, I'm Buddy Queen, and joining me today is Jefferson College soccer coach, Mr. Stephen Peck. Mr. Peck, you were recently awarded the NSCAA National Coach of the Year for the second time around. How does that feel?
It feels great. You know, the first time around, I think the cat was let out of the bag before I ever got to the national convention, so I already knew, and I think this time it was a little different because I was one of the first coaches in 2003 to win that award without winning a national championship. In prior years, you had to win a national championship to be named National Coach of the Year. So this year, when we won it, it was possible that somebody else could be named National Coach of the Year. It was a situation where when I went to the banquet, you know, you have to dress up like you're gonna win, although there's 3 other men in the room that could possibly win as well. And so this year I think there was a little more anxiousness on my part as to whether or not I would actually win that award.
Mm-hmm. What are the criteria for this award?
I think they look at several different things. For instance, we were a second-year program. They're also going to look at the fact that prior to last year, you know, we had only played, 25 games as a team. They look at improvements that you've made with your team. They look at the schedule that your team played. They look at your record, the accomplishments that your team had. And then from that, the committee is able to sit down. They figure out who the regional coaches are. And then from that, those regional coaches, as well as a small pool of coaches that were also in attendance at the national tournament, are up for National Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm. And how are you informed that you were up for the title?
They have, our convention is like the 3rd week in January every year. And they have a dinner on Friday night of that convention. And at that dinner, every national coach is awarded from youth soccer all the way through to Division I NCAA men. You sit there and they call your name if you've won. So, I mean, as they're going through the list of names, the people that were at the table with me, everybody was just waiting for them to get to the Division I Junior College Men's National Coach of the Year. And I found out right then and there on the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
And the team also won the national championship. So what was that like for you as a coach and for the team?
I think from a coaching standpoint, I got to run into one of my mentors at that national convention. And, every coach wants to win it. I don't care what level you coach at. I don't care what sport you coach. Everybody wants to win a national championship. Because to be able to call yourself a national champion or the coach of a national championship team is about the epitome of what you can do with your career as a coach. I think for me, it was, a lot all in one year. For the team to win, for me to win Coach of the Year, all the honors, all the recruiting from 4-year schools coming after the players that are here at Jefferson College, I think it's just been so overwhelming. I haven't really sat down to have time to even consider what it all means. And sometimes you don't even consider it until you're done coaching and you look back on things. But from a player standpoint, I think it validated all of the work and the effort that they've put in throughout the year, because you're talking about me asking this group of sophomores to come in here and we didn't have a program. Me making promises to them that we will be competitive, me telling them that we're going to have a good team, good schedule, all of those things. Them trusting in that and coming here and trusting in me and the things that I had done at a previous school being translated over here. And then being able to get those guys to realize that, you know, they deserve everything that they're going to get, and if they want to win a national championship, they can. I think they have taken a lot of this in stride. They were extremely excited at the time, for anyone who's seen a videotape of that final game. But you know, they handle it like young men, very mature in the fashion in which they have represented themselves in the college on recruiting trips and different things like that. So I think for them, it has come full circle that they are reaping a lot of benefits from winning this national championship.
What team was your biggest challenge on the road to the championship, and what did you do to?
Well, if I focus just on the postseason, I think for us, we might have been our biggest opposition. Just from the standpoint that, you know, I talk about consistency a lot with the players, and I talk about not getting to a point during the game where you feel comfortable. And, you know, I think they took that to heart because we outscored our opponents 26-6 in the postseason. That's a huge goal differential for any team at any level. I don't care who you are, because they never quit until the whistle was blown. So that meant that, you know, we might be winning a game 2-0, but they didn't just sit back and get a 2-0 victory. They went out and finished the game and won it 6-0 or 6-1. And they just tried to make sure that they played their game for 90 minutes. And I think because of that, even once we got to the national quarterfinals to play a team we had played once before, they took it all in stride. They just told me they didn't play well when they played them the first time, and promptly went out and got up 3-0. We gave a goal with maybe 2 minutes left. And I think that for the most part, we would be the team that, you know, would be our biggest opposition if we didn't come out and play to our potential.
Right. Did you do anything with the team to get them inspired and ready for these games to do what you're saying?
I think they did it themselves. You know, as a coach, I can encourage, I can give them game plans, I can give them a lot of things from my own experiences, but I can't get them to come together as a team any more so than they can do for themselves. Before each and every game, they got together as a group and they sat down and they talked. They made sure everything was out on the table. They made sure everybody understood what everybody else was there for and came to the conclusion that they all wanted to win a national championship. I think that became a big motivating factor in the postseason, was that they all got to see how much each other wanted to win. And from that standpoint, I can sit and talk, I could yell, I could scream, I could do whatever I wanted to try to motivate them. But I think sitting down with your other 26 teammates and talking about what you want to get accomplished is probably a bigger motivator than anything else that I could do as a coach.
Did you choose an MVP?
We have not done that yet. This is the semester when we usually do it so that we can present a Most Valuable Player Award, we can present a Most Improved Player Award, and a Hardest Working Player Award at our athletic banquet. They have not had the opportunity to do that. We will be voting for that pretty soon, though. Yes.
Really? And what did you do to celebrate the awards?
You know, I don't know that I did a whole lot to celebrate them. I think that, you know, it was a business as usual type of a day for me because my assistant coach wanted me to go out and celebrate, and the two young men that I took with me that were all Americans said, "Oh, you should go out and celebrate. You should go out and celebrate." And I called my wife on the phone and talked. You know, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything that night. You know, I guess for me, I felt like, you know, the honor was enough that, you know, just being able to talk to the people that cared about me, that I loved, was enough for me with respect to celebrating. And then everything that's been done at the college since, not just since I won my coaching award, but since we returned from the Nationals, has been, pretty much celebration enough for me.
And how do you feel now, knowing that you're the national champions and you were named Coach of the Year?
Word pressure comes to mind because, it's great when you're the unknown or you're a team that people say you're good, but they don't expect you to win. Once you've won, then everybody is looking to play you. With respect to our schedule, the phone has been ringing off the hook with schools that they want to play us next year. They want to get a hold of the national champions. They want to have some motivation to talk to their teams about. I think for the most part, the pressure is not necessarily that you got to go back out and you got to win another one, but the pressure is that you can't have a national championship season and then turn around and have a losing season or a season where the team doesn't achieve any championships at all whatsoever. So recruiting becomes a big issue at this point in time.
Have you begun recruiting for the next season?
Yes, we started recruiting. We actually, I don't think, with my philosophy, we ever stop.
Yeah.
I think that we can't bring any more kids in to play when we're already started our season, but we continue to recruit throughout the year. We already have young men lined up to sign for the next year while we're still playing. And a lot of that comes from, word of mouth. My friend is a junior. I'm at the school right now. We have younger brothers that are coming here from players that are already attending Jefferson and getting ready to move on to four-year schools. And I think it is the way that the coaching staff and the way that the players are able to embrace the things that we do here that allow these other individuals to want to see what that's like. So they're willing to make those commitments very early on. As of December 1st, we could start offering scholarship opportunities to young men, and we're still looking at a lot of different players from all over the place because the four-year school coaches have identified that the academics here, with our academic coordinator, Jason Gardner, helping these young athletes be able to do the right things to be able to graduate, that any players that they want that they couldn't get because of grades or test scores, this might be the place that they want to send them if they want to have a chance for that young man to be eligible to come back to them. So, we've had a lot of interest from a lot of places, and because it's incumbent on us to make sure we check character of these young men before we bring them in, me and my coaching staff, we're constantly out talking to different people who might have come in contact with them, who might know them. If we can get a hold of a high school coach, a club coach, a teacher, a principal, whatever, to make sure that they're going to be the upstanding young men they present themselves as.
And so you've said there will be more will there be more pressure on the team for next season?
I try to make sure my team never has to feel any more pressure than necessary. I was a student athlete when I went to college. It's enough pressure going to class. But when you have to go to class and then you got a guy like me telling you got to come to practice for 2 hours, and then I'm telling you got an hour to get something to eat, and telling you got to go to study hall for 6 hours a week, it becomes a lot if I start tacking on, hey, if you guys don't perform well, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So I try to make sure that that pressure hits me and never ever makes it to the players. I try to make sure that they have a good enough experience here that they might feel pressure from one another to perform well, but never feel pressure that someone may put on me to make sure that we perform at a certain level or to make sure that we're successful. I think that from that standpoint, the players shouldn't have to deal with that kind of pressure. I know that they came here because they want to win. I know that they came here because they enjoy playing soccer. They want to continue their education. So I don't need to put pressure on them that they don't need to have, that they have to win or they have to do this. I just ask that they go out, play the best that they can play on that day, and I tell them with the talent we have, more than likely those are going to be wins as opposed to losses.
Right. And has this championship drawn more attention to the soccer team and the college overall?
I would say yes, because we've had young men calling us from other states where they've gotten recommendations through four-year universities that this might be a place for them to come since they can't get into that four-year institution. We've had young men go on recruiting trips, and because of the way they've represented the college and themselves and this program, we've had four-year coaches that have called us and said, hey, I got this player, he's a good student, he can't make the ACT score, SAT score, he needs to come to my school, would you be interested? And it helps a lot, because that means that you don't have to once again find quality student athletes and then try to recruit them into your school. That's a coach telling this kid, if you can't come to my school, the next best thing for you to do is to go to Jefferson College. So yeah, there's a lot more notoriety for the school itself because of the academics that we provide, as well as the soccer program, because we won a national championship.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Peck.
Thank you.
And we're going to send it back to you, Heath.
Thanks, buddy. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Jeffco Jive is produced by the television students here at Jeffco. And so for the entire crew at JCTV News, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Exceptional education.
Spectacular experience.
The personalization.
It was convenient.
It's a fun atmosphere.
And my personal experience here has just been wonderful.
It just opened up a whole new horizon for our family.
Arnold, High Ridge, and the Hillsborough campus has been very convenient.
I recommend Jefferson College every day to anyone who will ask.
I'm Russ Hilton.
I'm Jane.
I'm Brandon Berger.
I'm Liz Lando, and I'm proud I chose to attend Jefferson College.